If we look at approaches, and as we know, there are these three key dimensions of successful reform. It's political, it's holistic, and it's the technical. I think you need to acknowledge that dialogue is key for success, and that's dialogue at the political level, but also at the technical level to foment and support and sustain change. And if that is your starting point, there are a couple of key approaches. I mean, one approach here is to have time to build relations and build trust with the key actors. It could be political actors, it could be management in institutions and agencies, it could be within the ministries. But if you have time to build that trust, that will really facilitate you to understand, the actors. And to do something else, which is another important approach, that is to promote national ownership. Because national ownership is something we talked about with the Paris Declaration, with Busan, with Accra and so on. But it's really about an approach, because if you build that trust and that relationship with actors, you can also understand the driving force. If it's in political parties, it's in civil society groups, wherever it is, and who you're working with. And if you understand that driving force, you can also address and you can align with the national priorities and what they really want to succeed with. And if you capture that and you build that trust, of course, everything will be so much easier. And taking these two approaches together with the third, which is really about accepting that justice and security sector reform is, as all other processes, not linear. Our working tools, if you talk about the log frame or you talk about the results framework, are usually linear. But as justice and security sector reform is about a process for 5, 10, 15, 30 years, transcending both governments and generations, you need to accept that it's not linear. And building trust and really strengthening national ownership, understanding that driving force, then of course you're also much better prepared to address the non-linear dynamic context of justice and security sector reform.